A devotion on John chapter 20, verses 19 to 31. It was not a comfortable or a comforting scene in that upper room. It's Easter Sunday evening and doors are shut and locked tight. And there the disciples sat, filled with despair. Jesus is gone, dead, executed. Their dreams are shattered, and they sit there in despair. But despair is not the only emotion that they're feeling. They're also filled with shame. Every single one of them had lost their nerve. Not one of them had been faithful. The disciples were deserters, and they knew it. And they sat around in that upper room, filled with shame. And as if despair and shame were not enough, those disciples were also filled with fear. Jesus had been arrested, tried, mocked, beaten, and then killed. And they had it all figured out. They would be next. They were marked men. And so they huddled together in that upper room. They barricaded the door. And there the disciples sat in shame, in despair, in fear. But then Jesus shows up. At that moment, amidst all their despair and their shame and their fear, Jesus steps into that upper room. And what a beautiful word he shares with them. Peace be with you. Don't despair. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. God's not dead. I'm alive. I've risen from the dead. Peace be with you. And suddenly that despair, that shame, that fear is gone because Jesus has come. Peace be with you. Isn't that how it is with us too? Because we face despair and shame and fear. It paralyzes us. It breaks us. It locks us up in our upper rooms. But then Jesus shows up. He shows up through his word and sacraments, and he says to us, peace be with you. Don't despair. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. I lived, and I died, and I rose for you. Jesus is alive. He lives to live for you. He lives to bless you with his love. He lives to give you that wonderful Easter greeting. Peace be with you.